Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
Yo, salute, man. It's your boy BVO Boxing. Shout out, man, to everybody pulling up. Sorry your boy was running behind. I was running behind. What's going on, Coach? How you doing, man?
What's up, good brother? What's going on with you?
Good, man. I see you on that treadmill putting in that work.
Man, yeah, hey, got to get it in, man. But you know, I had to stop. I had to slow myself down for you, good brother.
Hey, because you know I'm used to seeing a trainer with a bag of Cheetos in his hand. So that's a
Nah,
change of
champ, I
pace.
ain't got them. Yeah, I ain't got them. I ain't trying to grind that way. Hold, let me see if I can turn. Yeah, I ain't trying to grind that way, champ. I don't want to be part of that Cheeto squad.
That's crazy.
But salute to my man Puerto Rican Free Prize Crush. But you know why we got you here, Coach? I gotta ask you about this kid everybody been going crazy about. What you think about Emiliano Vargas, man?
Oh,
The
young boy
future
can
of
fight.
boxing.
I think he can fight. I think Emilio can fight. I think he a good little tough fighter. I think he got a lot of potential. I think he can go. He can go as far as he can listen and follow directions. And the reason I say he can only go as far as he can listen and follow directions, because he got a father that already been there. And if his father already been there, his father know how to get him there. So all he got to do is listen and follow directions.
Yeah, I thought you said that because it looks like Emilio do not be listening when he in there fighting. I don't know if
I
that's the
mean,
case, but
it's youth. It's youth.
Mhm.
And when you young, you think you know everything. He's not the only
Yeah.
one. My son do that. My son does that stuff at times too. That's why they say they got to grow into being pros. See, a lot of times you can have a spoon with honey in your mouth your whole life, and when that same spoon has to put a little lemon on it, then you got an issue. You know, that's just part of life. So you know, I think with the father that he has and the
Yeah.
knowledge that his father has about the sport, he can navigate him to where he need to be, to the point where you got to be able to stand in the water that he navigated you to.
You know, one thing I wanted to ask you, man, when you're training a fighter from the ground up, what's the first thing that you work on? Is it his
Fighting,
feet? Is it his jab? What's the first
fighting,
thing you work on?
fighting, just fight. I gotta. If you talk about you work with a fighter from the ground up, 9 out of 10 times you talk about a kid you might have had at 5 or 6 years old. If I got him at
Mm.
5 or 6 years old, I ain't tripping off teaching him nothing. I want to see if he's willing to. I want to find out how much dog he got. And if you could find that out early when they 5, 6, 4 years old, sparring with other kids that are their age, and just let me just see your tenacity. Because first I got to find out your personality, and then if I know your personality, I know if you have a personality that's laid back, I know if you got a personality that is aggressive, or I know if you got the personality that you just occur.
Gotcha. You got anything free? I got to come over free or crush. Y'all got anything prize? Y'all want to ask Coach
I
anything?
let the brothers go. Go ahead, Free.
When you like you said you if getting a guy first out, um, what what do you ask the individual that says they wanna start boxing? What's the question that you ask them to find out if they really want boxing or if this is something that they're being pushed to do?
Why do you want to do it? I mean, if you
What they
can't
say I'm
find out
poor, Coach?
what they say, because I'm poor,
Yeah.
how bad do you want to get rich?
Mm.
Either way, it don't. You could take a poor man that come train, and then when he put through the gauntlet, he realized being poor ain't that bad. And you could take a rich man and you could put him through the gauntlet, and he could say, "Man, I want to be richer." So it ain't got to do with your status. It got to do with your desire in this game.
Mm. The reason I say that, man, because I think when you play football or any of these combat sports, they're not fun. You just want to get out of whatever you're doing. You know what I mean?
But it still has a degree where you have to enjoy what you do because how many broke people we know been broke their whole life and they wasn't handicapped and they ain't choose the box. They became comfortable after they saw that pressure, saying being poor ain't that bad.
Right, right,
Pressure, 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 pressure make you reevaluate a lot of stuff now.
right. Um, what is the best type of fighter to work with? Somebody who's highly skilled or somebody that has a lot of dog?
I don't know. I don't know if you can hear
Neither
the free
one.
something going on with this internet.
Neither one. I want to work with the one who tape his mouth shut and clean his ears out.
Mm. So
Okay.
I'm asking this real quick. It's kind of like a little bit off base. What would you do if you had a fighter that's talking back while you're trying to explain something to him in the middle of a fight? How do coaches handle that now?
I mean, if he's talking back in the middle of the fight, you probably dealing with that in the amateurs. Because if you've been with that kid his whole life, he didn't just pick the fight night to start talking back. So that's something you didn't
Oh,
fix in the amateurs. You
I
didn't
got
fix
you.
that problem in amateurs.
I got you. So it just shows up on the big stage. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what it is. If a guy can't catch a football, but he's a receiver, we find that out early. If he made it all the way to the pros, then that means that problem never got corrected at an early age.
So I know I see you brought it up subtly. I gotta ask you this, coach, because you a DC native. I gotta bring this one up. What's going on with that boy Jaden Daniels, man? What's going on with y'all in DC, man?
Hey
What's
man,
going on?
hey Slim, hey young boy on fire, man, young boy on fire. But I mean, I heard one comment that was, you know what? They'd get to the next game before the playoffs came, and them same old Redskins that they could change their name to the Commanders, they still gonna choke. But guess what? The best reply I heard was, Jaden Daniels don't know how to lose. All y'all got to do is follow him. He don't know. He's not the culture of a team that's been losing for 20 years. That young boy know how to win, and he showed you. Just get on my back. Let me listen to the coach. Y'all grab a piece of my jersey, get on my back, and I carry you. Because
Yeah,
this
And you know,
basically the same. This the same
and you
team
know
over the
what?
last 3 years that was losing. Then they got a leader.
I'm glad you mentioned
Uh-huh.
that because a lot of people fail to realize is they got rid of everybody. The people from the old culture is not there,
Correct.
and and I don't think nobody actually realized the only people that's left from that original team before uh, Magic Johnson and Josh Harris took over
Is the
is only
janitor.
nine. It's only 9 players
he
and
said
one
the gentleman.
coach. It's only 9 players and
That's
one coach.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
so basically, they got rid of everybody except for the cleaning staff, and that was the right thing to do.
Yep,
When
they
you
got rid of
when you ch-
everybody.
when you changing a culture, you can't get rid of one person. This is an infection. You got to get rid of the whole disease. You got to
Yeah.
save the body by getting rid of the lead. And look
Mm.
what they doing.
They never, and you know what's so crazy? I thought it was a good thing that y'all had an owner who would spend all that money, but it was like y'all was celebrating for him to go. I
Yeah.
never
I
seen
mean,
that.
He was a
I mean,
mess.
once again, you could spend $1 million on something that ain't worth but $2. It don't matter how much money you throw at it. It's never going to be worth more than $2.
Yeah, I mean, we seen that from Jerry Jones and Dan Snyder. You can't buy a championship. You gotta
Hey,
you
bro.
gotta you gotta go out there and earn a championship. You can't buy one.
Hey,
Yeah.
how do you make a 1968 Chevelle worth a lot of money?
You rebuild it.
Hey, thank you. You change the engine, you change the motor, and you slap on some new paint. Then that joint worth more than it was when you got it.
Yep,
Uh,
exactly. Hey, hey,
that's a
hey, coach,
go ahead.
question, because I want to get right to it. I gotta hear the coach. I gotta hear the science. So we have I call this fight the Yellow Bus Special because we got to a box and most retarded people fighting. This is the Yellow
Oh,
Bus Special. This is what I call it. So
that's crazy.
I need to get right to it, coach. So break this fight down for us, coach. How it goes, Ryan Rolly, and how you feel about the match?
Man, I love it. I just told somebody the other day on another podcast, man, I'm looking forward to that fight. The reason why the build-up is going to be just as good as the fight. It's going to be just as good as
Heck
the
yeah.
fight, the build-up. And when you
Yeah,
think about it, this is actually a very evenly matched fight. I don't know why people think this is an unevenly matched fight.
I was just
Rolly
about
ain't
to
the
say that.
Rolly ain't the best boxer, but he got power. Ryan ain't never really been in the ring with a monster and been able to slay the monster. The last monster he was in the ring with stopped him. So this is actually a very even fight. I mean, you Devin was a good opponent, but Devin wasn't no monster. And you see what he do with subpar. I mean, if you look at it, I give Devin all his credit. To me, what he's done in his career right now, he is a first ballot Hall of Fame. But if that's the case, when they induct him into the Hall of Fame, Bill should have been in there because Bill is a master at how he directed the boy to where he is. Devin ain't no killer. So you can't give him no, oh man, he beat Devin. So I think this is a very evenly matched fight. And if you think about the way Rolly fight with that I don't care shit. He throw caution to the wind. I mean, he wasn't beating Tank, but he was having a respectable showing because he was throwing caution to the wind, and then Tank clipped him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you remember,
Tank said those punches
Rolly,
hurt. Tank said those
he
punches hurt.
Yeah, so Rolly is punching.
and
Rolly is
Rolly hurt
punching.
Ryan real bad in sparring before too. It's a video out there y'all can check out.
And
Oh
once
yeah, you
again,
trash Ryan in that fight.
I don't put a lot in Spawn because
Me
they was
neither.
both young,
Me
but they're
neither.
both young. But what I will say is when you can hit a dude with 18, 16, 20-ounce gloves and you can get that type of result, you punch it.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And see, this is I even though people don't care for either one of these fighters, or the vast majority don't care for either one of these
I'm watching
fighters,
it.
it's a good fight because it's a 50-50 fight. Either
Right.
one of these guys can win this fight because of the fact neither one of them are highly skilled, but both of them have great power. They both got
I'm
great
gonna
power.
correct you. I'm gonna correct you on something too. You said even though nobody cares about this fight, are they fighting on a main platform and on a main card?
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Any,
I didn't say nobody. I said the vast majority don't care for these
but
guys.
but that's not true. That's not true. I'm gonna tell you why that's not true. When they put this card together, do you consider this a big card?
Do I consider this a big card?
I would say
Yeah.
yes.
Who's all on the card?
You got
Devin, Rolly,
Rolly and
Ryan,
Ryan, Devin and Ramirez, and there's one more fight on there.
and the Bacoli, and the
That
heavyweight joint, Bacoli.
Yeah, Bacoli on that
and the
joint.
jock
Yeah,
boy. And the jock boy, yeah.
yeah.
I don't
It's a fire
necessarily
card.
say I don't necessarily say it's a big card, but I say it's a good card. I say it's a good card. I don't
What
necessarily
make
say it's a big card.
I'm gonna tell you, to me, what make a big card is when the budget is more than $10 million. It's more than $10 million in that card. That's
Yeah,
a big
It's
card.
way more than 10 minutes.
well,
That's why I'm saying that's what make it a big card. Once again, you can't find another card where the dudes didn't deserve the money they getting paid. Not because they're better fighters, but because they have a better box office draw. Oh, I don't care what I feel about Devin Haney. Devin Haney got a respectable box office draw. Rolly got a respectable box office draw. Ryan has a respectable box office draw. So I can't look at what your man just said. He named all 4 people but couldn't name Bacoli. And that's a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, we rock with
Yeah,
Bacoli on this channel though.
no.
We big
I'm
on
not saying
Bacoli.
I'm not saying you don't rock with him, but when I asked you to name who's on the card, the
Yeah,
first name that came to your mind was not him.
right. Facts.
That's
That's a
right.
fact.
I'm not slighting him at all. I'm just
That's a
saying when
fact.
you talk about big cards, how come the main event didn't come to your name first?
That's
That's a
fact.
fact.
I'll be
That's
honest
a
with you though.
fact.
I'll
So
be honest with you, George. I don't like him, man. He beat my Ohio boy up. I don't like Bacoli, man. I
I
don't like
mean,
him. He-
but you going off your emotions, man. You know you
no,
put your love for the fighters in the same place you put your love for your kids, right next to your heart.
no, you go. You
BVO
go.
BVO
Getting
upset
cold.
because I told him Big Baby Anderson was in way over his head. He didn't believe me.
Man, that
Cause,
man wasn't in
cause,
over his head.
cause
I don't think he was in over his head.
they didn't know who Martin McCauley was. That's what it was. They didn't know who Martin McCauley was.
He beat him to
I don't think
death,
he was.
coach. That was
I don't think he was in over his head. I think he was ready for as a fighter. Me, him individually, he was ready to bite on larger meals. But when you feed a man so much kibble, it fuck his teeth up when you got to chew meat.
Over the head bars.
hey, you a wild boy.
Nah,
You
and
said too much kibble.
I'm not. Once again, I'm not slighting any of those dudes.
Oh, we
I'm
know you
saying
not. We know you not.
when
That's true though. That
when
is true.
when a promoter is so interested in building a commodity, he doesn't think
Right.
about what happens when the commodity has to make change. You
Mm.
keep sending them to the store to get a soda, and the only thing you give them is $1. So he always bring you back a penny. When are you gonna find out if this nigga can count? When you gonna send him with a $5 bill to get the same goddamn soda?
Damn.
Hey, the only thing I say that kind of worried me about him about Big Baby Coach is that he try to fight like he's small, and I don't
Nah,
understand where he got that from, fighting like he a
that man,
smaller guy, and I think that just played right into Bacoli's hands.
that man can fight. I love his style. Only thing now, the pressure is on. The pressure is on. He don't have to live up or live down to anything. All he got to do is be his goddamn self. When I say the pressure is on, Slim, he can go buy a house for his family and still have enough dollars to go buy another house and a new car. The pressure is on. See, y'all keep thinking that the pressure is winning a title. Hell no. The
Mm.
pressure is putting them M's in the bank. That man put M's in the bank. The pressure is off. Nigga, I'm pressure free. Nigga,
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
yeah, I can go buy a motherfucking belt. I can't buy millions. Once I got
Yeah.
the millions, the pressure is off. I lived up to the expectation of the first person who ever had expectations of me. My mama. I can get my mama a house. I don't care what y'all think about
Uh-huh.
me.
That's a
You better
fact.
go back and listen when Deion Sanders did his induction into the Hall of Fame. He said,
Mm.
man, they said, Mama, I can't tackle. Deion mother said, when they say that, tell them you've tackled every single bill that I've ever had. That's the only
Mm.
person that matter in these athletes' life.
You're right.
So
You're right,
Yeah.
Coach.
the press
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because they had because he's in Toledo, not too far from here. They had a whole big thing recently here, and a guy was in a very affluent neighborhood, and I want to get your opinion on this. So this lady was on his porch. He's a developer. She on his porch, and the guy come in his car. He say, "Can I help you? Looking for somebody?" And she say, "Do you live here?" And he say, "This is my house." She said, "I don't think so." So the lady takes off running up the street screaming, "Help, help, help." And the man goes in the house or whatever, go get his wife. And he kept it real. He said he hid in the house because he didn't want to let his temper get him in trouble. And the reason I asked you that is, can you tell us how important emotional intelligence is? Because I think that's something that you've mastered.
is number one. It's number one. The first thing in the art of war is being able to control yourself. The second thing is knowing your strength against your enemy. So he knew his strength
Mm.
against his enemy, and he knew how to protect himself. So what he did was mastering the art of war. Like
Yeah.
Bruce Lee said one day, I'm gonna teach you the art of fighting without fighting. At the end of that, he was the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Bacoli is
Because I
just a
think
lot
about that,
better
that could have
than
went a whole
Anderson.
different way. That whole thing could have went a whole different way, man.
I say it
Like,
wasn't.
No, it couldn't. Let me tell you something.
It's
I mean,
gonna
we're gonna
happen
be
10
real.
out of 10 times.
We're gonna be real about this. Where he is in his
yeah.
career, he can't beat Bacoli.
Right.
Bacoli is in front of him. Let that shit ride. Nigga, you beat me. I ain't interested in that shit. I'm going to get some more M's because guess what? He'll be more valuable in the longer run than Bacoli will be. You got to think about this game. If I'm working with him and we just beat the odds, we ain't trying to fight Bacoli. Guess when we gonna fight him? In 5 years, when I got all the fucking advantages. You
Damn, that's crazy. That's
strength,
really how that
everything.
works, huh?
Bruh, I just gotta be logical, man.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta be
just feel like
logical.
Bacoli's just a better fighter than Anderson to me.
He a better fighter now. This is what I'm saying. He's a better fighter now. In 5 years, he won't be. But in 5 years, he still beat him 5 years ago. I'll exact my
Yeah.
revenge in the same fashion. I'm gonna just wait 5 years to do it. This is the art of
Yeah.
war, not the art of getting beat up.
Yeah, Jared Anderson definitely got youth on his side, but I just think Martin Bacoli's was just a lot more seasoned, and even Bob didn't want him to take the fight, and it showed why.
Let me answer what you just said. I'm gonna answer that.
hmm
Is your father still alive?
Yes,
When 30 years ago, how old are you right now? If you don't mind saying, well, how old are you?
I'm 43.
30 years ago, if your dad played one-on-one with you, who was gonna win?
He's gonna smash me.
Now, right now, if y'all play, who gonna win?
I'm a whoop him.
You ain't get better.
No,
He
wait a
got
minute. You
old.
said 20 years ago? Wait, hold on. You
Listen,
said 20 years ago?
I
I
said
don't
30
know.
years ago.
Oh, 30
Listen,
years
30
ago.
years
All right,
ago.
all right. So
30
I'm
years
13.
ago,
So I'm 13.
he would have mopped you. He'd have mopped you.
Yeah, it was pretty close, but he got me in the long run. He was more physical than me.
You either pregnant or you not. You ain't close.
Right. Yeah, right. I got whooped.
Yeah.
I got whooped. I got whooped, coach. I definitely got whooped. Shout out to my dad. I got whooped. No
So
excuses.
now,
Hey, that
if
boy
we
Bernard, man. I love hearing him talk, man. Either you fake it or you're not.
Yeah. Go ahead. What'd you say, brother Bernard? Go ahead.
now today, you'll beat your dad.
He don't got no smoke for me now.
So once
Yeah.
again, that's the same thing I'm gonna apply to them. It ain't that your
Nah.
father got worse, it's that you got better. And better happened over time. So why would I rush Jared Anderson back in there to fight him when I can play the numbers game? You remember that
That's how
girl you
boxing
wanted to
works.
date?
I didn't even think about that. That's really how it
Yeah,
works, too, man. That's how it works.
yeah. You remember that girl you wanted to date when you was 14? She was 16. She had a dope boy.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But if you
She had-
look, you waited him out. And guess
I
what?
waited him out, coach. And
Then
then
you
I,
won.
I, I did what I did. I won the game.
You won.
For sure.
Thank you.
I was a
That's
little. That happened. That happened to me in real
that's
life.
life.
So yeah,
That's life. Brother, if you be honest, I'm talking about the money getting this dude all the way down to the regular dude. They don't have the wife that they wanted to pursue in the beginning because they couldn't get her in the beginning. But he waited her out. A lot of these motherfucking women as wives, especially the older women in their 50s, the nigga waited them out. You have no value when you're young as a man. I tell all my sons and I tell all my grandsons, nigga, you ugly. I tell them that from the day they born. You an ugly motherfucker. Go get you some money. Because in the beginning of life, the man has no value because he hasn't grown up to be able to work yet. Whereas a woman, from the beginning of life, that is her best time. She is blessed in her youth. A man is blessed by his deeds. In order to get deeds, you need time. So he's blessed in his older age, as opposed to a woman is blessed in her youth. In order for you to get her, you got to do what? You gotta wait her out. That's just real.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's the truth,
That's
man.
anything in
that's
You
life.
bad.
definitely preaching.
That's anything in life. So if you
Yeah,
got a young boxer, I'm not gonna send that man. Look here, Bob Arum didn't want him to take the fight for whatever reason. That boy got offered a check, if I'm not mistaken, an $11 million check. All the weight came off of him when camp started. All the weight came off because he knew he was gonna get an $11 million check. All he had to do was not do something stupid and make it to the ring. Now that the
yeah.
pressure
He
is
took
off,
$5 million home. That's crazy.
so once again, if
That's
now that the
crazy.
pressure is off, he can focus on just being a what? A boxer. He don't
Mm.
have to be a nice motherfucker. He can look at the promoter and tell him suck a dick. I'm rich, nigga. You cannot fuck with me no more. I'm rich. He can he can literally be himself now. He can be himself.
Yeah,
Whereas before he couldn't be himself. He had to do the yes a boss, yes a boss, yes a boss. Because if he's smart, he had to play his cards right.
That's
When he made that
crazy.
money, guess who the first motherfucker to pat him on the back and console him? Bob Arum. Because Bob Arum understands the long game. This boy's still young. Now that he got the stress off his back and he ain't got to get the M's because he got them, I can give this nigga 5 soft touches, get him back to knocking niggas out, and then we can step up again. And on top of that, Bob say, I didn't have to give him the M's right now. So now I can go back and say, I'm building you. Let me give you 300,000. You got to think the long game. That's what's
yeah.
fucked up about.
That's
I'm
a
gonna tell
good
you what's
point.
fucked up about promoters now. I'm gonna tell you what's fucked up about promoters now. We don't have them old ass Bob Arums. We don't have it. The young promoters, if you a talented fighter and you got above average ability, they're gonna smoke line
Hmm.
your ass to the point where they can get their money back. And to be honest with you, I'm telling these young fighters, they ain't giving you no real money in the beginning, chat. So they trying to get the streamline you to the point where they can make their money. Whereas back in the day,
Mm.
Bob Arum, Don Kings, they was building young fighters against goddamn 21 trash cans. In order to teach your lion how to kill, you got to give him shit that won't hurt him. But once he start hurting that shit, you can feed him anything
You
because
know,
he gonna kill it.
you know.
Mm.
It's funny that I got to talk to Tim Weatherspoon about this. Salute to Uncle Tim. Would do to fight, especially when they were young, is he would always have 50 to 60,000 cash, and he would bring it to their room in cash. And I never thought about that. That's a serious mind trick that Don used to play. Because if you ain't never seen no money, if you see 70 grand in cash, it'll blow your head off. You'll think it's $1 million, man. And I'm just
That's the
asking
truth.
you, do you think it was wrong that Don did that? You think it was wrong that Don did that? Because they give him so much hell for doing that. But isn't that why we had such a great product?
Why is it wrong that he did that? Ask the nigga that's fighting on the chitlin circuit for $1,200 and he had to sell 300 tickets where he take one of them Don King offers.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I ain't even gonna. I'm not gonna
I
say
like how you
ask
do
one of
that.
them. I ain't gonna say ask one of them. If you talk to my son right now, and they talking about, hey, shorty, we gonna get you a
Mm-hmm.
shot at a world title, but we can only give you 250,000. But another dude, and you know the other dude turned down 3 million, and their second offer to him was 4 million, but they come at you with 250,000. You gonna take it? Because guess what? You don't have 250,000.
No
That's
doubt.
just that's
That's a
just
good
that's just
point.
that's just truth of life. That's just truth of life. See, people get in this boxing shit
Yeah.
and want to act like boxing is something different than what it is. Boxing is exactly what the fuck it's always been. A bunch of broke ass talented young people who are under the thumb of an old rich motherfucker. And guess what? He not mad that he under the nigga thumb because where he came from, he was under a nigga's thumb who was just as broke as he was. If I got to be under somebody's thumb, I'm gonna be under the
Yeah.
rich thumb. that's trying to make me rich. Guess who the nigga is that tell you that the
Yeah.
promoter robbing you? Guess who the nigga is that tell you the promoter is robbing you? You know who it is?
Who?
Another broke nigga.
Who?
Another
Yeah.
broke nigga.
You know, that's a
A
good
rich,
point. That's a good point you
nigga
said
don't.
that because go ahead.
A rich nigga don't come to you and
No,
say
go ahead.
a
My bad.
nigga
Go ahead.
robbing you. A rich nigga don't come to you and say a nigga robbing you. He got too much shit on his mind to give a fuck about your pocket. And the broke nigga
Mm-hmm.
ain't saying it. The broke nigga ain't saying it trying to help you. He trying to get niggas to laugh at you. But nigga, you broker than me. Man, your son took 300,000 for that fight. Man, he could have got 2 million. I'm gonna ask the one question in the room. How many millions do you got? Well, I was just saying, well, don't say it because you ain't got shit. I bet you the $250,000 checking for home is more than you got.
I'll take that $250,000 any day of the week.
Thank you. In the words of Jay-Z,
You know,
if you
I
made
want to
me,
ask
then
you
make
this,
another
man.
hole.
Right.
So let me ask you this, man, because this is something that, you know, me and Free and Crush and Prize talked about. I got a chance to read the story of the Kentucky 7. So a lot of people don't know that Top Rank used to be called Million Bout. So Muhammad Ali had a great deal with these investors where he was getting a 70-30 split, but he ended up getting his own, you know, outfit. He was the first fighter to have his own promotion company with Million Bout, aka Top Rank. So I'm gonna ask you this: Do you think it was wrong that Ali decided to do his own thing instead of get all the millions with the Kentucky 7? What do you think?
Once again, I'm gonna say it like this. If I can't tell you from a position of doing better, how the fuck can I tell you you're wrong? That's how I look at it. If you in a position to tell me that I'm making a bad move, then you can show me the right move. But if you ain't in position to tell me I'm making a bad move, how can you get mad at my move? That's the thing
Yeah,
about this
reason I
shit.
always said that was because they gave him they was paying him what they said they was gonna pay him. But I was always wondering, why did Ali take his own money? Why did him and Jim Brown do their own thing instead of keep getting all that free money? That was my thing.
That money ain't free. That was sweat equity.
Yeah.
Not one penny of that shit was free.
That's true.
And look, and once again, look how many boxers got their own promotion companies, and them motherfuckers ain't doing shit. They the only nigga signed under their promotion company.
Yeah.
So if I can get money off the table, fucking with a nigga, why wouldn't I? I mean, just think. Why do we always apply a different set of rules to boxers than we apply to any other sport or corporate America? What you asking me don't make sense in the sense of, tell me why Tom Brady don't own an NFL team while he was playing. He was making the money. Shit don't make sense. The logic got to go with it, man.
Yeah.
The logic has to go with it. You wonder why they could pull the wool over our eyes so easy with boxing? Because we happy playing ignorant. All the people that's talking shit about how boxers get paid, everybody talking shit about how boxers get paid that live in a house. 90% of them motherfuckers, they go to their job. They go to work. So tell me, if that's the application you want to give, why you ain't asked your boss for a 70-30 split as your job? Same thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's true.
You get a promotion on
I never thought of you, right,
your
man?
performance. You get a promotion based off your performance.
That's all. And if you think you so good, it ain't no job that's different. And if you think you so good and you mastered how to do it, why in the hell you ain't started your own company doing the shit they pay you to do?
You know what's funny? I didn't know this, and I've been doing a lot of studying on this. But there's a guy named Kurt Flood who kind of invented free agency. I didn't know this,
Mm-hmm.
but his brother had went back and got a law degree and showed Jim Brown and Muhammad Ali how to represent themselves. Only thing that messed Ali up was his devotion to the nation because Herbert Muhammad didn't know what the F he was doing. But if he would have listened to Kurt Flood and just went on his own, he would have had a greater career. Because somebody didn't know. You know, Jim Brown in most of those movies you see him in the 70s, he's part owner of the film. I didn't know that until I looked that up. That's crazy.
Let me ask you a
Them old
question.
school cats
Just
was getting that money. Go ahead.
based off what you just said. Let me ask you this question:
Yeah. Yeah.
how Ali had an A plus career, right?
Yeah, he
I
did.
He
would
had an
say
A plus.
yeah.
He had an A plus career. He's a Hall of Fame
Yeah.
boxer, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And you never saw
Right.
Ali working at Giant, Walmart, Target, none of that shit, right?
Nope.
No,
So
he
how
did.
how can we say he would have improved on something that's already perfect? Judge Jalil. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out. Water freezes at a certain temperature, right?
Facts.
Yeah.
So how can we make it more frozen? I mean, I'm just asking. How can we make it more frozen?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So you can't say Ali would have did better if he would have went another direction when the way he went was an A plus direction. So if he went a
Exactly.
if he would have went a different route, you can't say he would have been an A plus plus. He would have actually been a B. He would have did worse.
Mm.
You know what? One thing I gotta give you credit for, man. One thing about you, B, you all right. I guess I'm just going off if you look at some of the money that Ali lost out on. Like they lost the whole top rank outfit over a technicality that if somebody more experienced would have knew. I'm just saying it's a lot of stuff that could have went different for Ali if he just would have had
Um.
experience.
The the
So
only
would
thing
you,
that I
so
say
so
about that. The only thing I say about that, BBO, is we don't know how good of an owner that Ali would have been for Top Rank.
thank you. Once again, you can't put a
Then I guess
plus on an A. You can't put two
Mm.
pluses on an A. Ain't no score past 100.
hey,
And once
yeah,
again,
you're
I'm
right.
gonna use the same. I'm gonna use the same answer on you. Are you happy? Are you happy with your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you chance putting her on the table and rolling in the dice, hoping you could get a better wife?
No, I wouldn't. No.
Because you've already got your A plus.
Mm.
That's
So
a
why
good
would you
point.
take a
Yeah, that's a
chance?
good
Come
point.
on, brother. Once you get the best, you don't roll the dice and hope for a best, because you can only get worse.
Oh, for a
Yeah.
best.
That was bars.
Hey,
I
I ain't
got
gonna
the
lie,
Bars.
you
best, but
did put me on the
I
hot
got
plate
the
with that,
best,
but
but I
no,
want the best.
I'm
I
trying to
get
get
what you
me a
know what,
best best.
and that's the hard thing with Bernard. You can't win because he's absolutely right. I guess I'm just thinking as a fan, and you just seeing the millions that Herbert could have did. If he would have did this, okay, give you an example. So Herbert, if he would have kind of knew more about the business when he fought George Foreman, they would have paid Ali $20 million in the 70s. But he didn't know, and he took the 5 million, and Don kept the other 15. People don't know that Don got a 20, not the other 15, the other 10. He gave George 5, and he gave Ali 5.2, and he kept the other 10 million. That's what I mean when I say little stuff like that. Like it's a bunch
Bro,
of
what
fights
you
where Ali. Go ahead.
what you think promoters doing now?
I'm about
Yeah,
to say they worse now, ain't they?
it's the same.
This man,
You're right.
once again, it's the same thing, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean,
Yeah.
But
you gotta use
he,
this type of logic. Back in the 70s, Pro athletes during the off season had a regular job.
Yeah.
So if you got 5.2 million in one night, is you really going back and say, nah, I need 20? When you look around you and everybody else that's a pro athlete got a regular job. When the highest paid player in the NBA got $100,000 and you just took home
Hey, you right.
5.2 million. Come on, champ. Come on, champ. Let's
Yeah.
use some
You
logic. Let's use some logic.
You
I'm just trying to stop you before you crash. That's all. I want to see your new car stay a new car.
Hey, BBO,
Oh,
they got this thing. They got this thing, this old saying that we used to say back in the 90s in DC. All money ain't good money.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
that's a
you.
good
Yeah.
point.
I believe in that today.
Do you know the only
That's a
time
good
you can
point.
walk away from the table when they offer you less than what you want?
Yeah.
Mm,
The only time you can walk away from the table when somebody offers you less than what you want, when you've already achieved what you wanted to make. Anytime
Yeah.
before that, you got to take that shit.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
facts.
That's how the union operates. I don't sell
I
myself short for
gotta say
nobody.
this, quote. You know, you and my man Schofield Jr., man, y'all the only coaches I ever heard talk about this boxing in like real life terms, man. Cause
I mean,
it's just
whatever terms do you use? When you go to the grocery store, what do you use? Real life terms. You can't get
I'm just saying
$1,000
we
worth of
get
groceries if you only got $100.
Hey,
Coach
that
on
boy
fire
cold,
right
man. I
now.
like this guy. That's my
Coach
brother.
on fire.
He said you can't get $1,000 groceries with $100.
That's a fact.
Hey, you
I
Unless
right.
you're
mean,
gonna be
I
people
one
just
of them
people
dudes
say
running out of the
people say
grocery
stupid
store with a
stuff.
shopping cart.
Yeah, people say
yeah,
stupid stuff all the time. Man, in another
yeah.
situation, I do this. Nigga, you gotta live in the situation you live. Real world means we live in what we can really fucking do, not in motherfucking the alternate universe. That only happens in a Marvel movie.
Right.
Hey, you right. Oh man, that's what I love. I love when we interview, man. You funny, man. You say you only live in it. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest. You hear so much BS when you hear the real thing. It's funny because it's so refreshing to hear the actual truth, man. Like the actual
Man,
truth is so rare in boxing, man. It just
man,
really is. The actual truth.
everybody that's boxing is an independent contractor. If you ain't performing, they ain't paying. And if you
Mm,
are performing, you had to perform multiple times in order to ask for more money.
yeah.
Only time you have value is when somebody else puts a price on you. Other than that, you're
Yeah.
worthless. You
Yeah.
hear people say that shit all the time. I know what I'm worth. Nothing, because you ain't got shit now. You're not worth you're not worth nothing until you got something.
You
A
ain't
broke
got nothing now.
nigga, a broke nigga can get a divorce in 24 hours. A rich nigga, that shit might take months to get a divorce.
Hey, that brother said in 24 hours.
I mean, it's true. A broke nigga don't have to be separated from his wife for a year. Both of their heads go down to the courthouse. We don't want to be together no more. What assets are y'all splitting? Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, y'all divorced. You done.
Cooked.
Yeah. There ain't no need to fight it. You ain't got nothing. Ain't nothing to get.
Yeah, only
Hey,
people
that's
that can
funny.
fight is rich people. Broke niggas can't fight. How the fuck you gonna fight broke?
You
You can't.
don't got
I'm
enough
gonna
money
help
to
the
go
broke
to
nigga out.
war with me.
Man, look here. I'm gonna give the nigga the gun. He say, nigga, you can't even afford bullets. Here, take the gun.
Yeah. I told a lot of people in my time they don't got enough money to go to war with me, man. Just stop. It's
War is
not like that.
financial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only in the
Indeed.
movies do the motherfucker who broke win the war. That ain't
Right.
real.
Right. Right.
Hey, I remember my grandma used to say all the time, nothing equals nothing.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
But you know,
Anything with
speaking
a
of that,
zero behind it can only multiply itself. So 1 + 0 can only multiply itself. Be 1. That's all.
So I wanted to ask you this, man, and this is something that we've been hearing from a lot of different fighters. Would you and Jalil be open to going over to overseas to fight?
Motherfucking right. Nigga, the bags is packed. Make sure I got my goddamn passport ready.
Right.
Let me tell you something, man.
Say it again.
The bags is
Fans,
packed.
Say it again.
fans and motherfucking podcasters are the only motherfuckers who care about what at the end of your career your record was. Your family only give a fuck about how much money were you able to get for us to live a good life.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Uh-huh.
Cause I heard you know, you hear people say stupid stuff like the one guy, what's his name? Dang, what's his name? Triple D was saying how he had to take a 15-hour flight over there and blah blah blah. But I was thinking to myself, that's because Triple D already rich. But if you're not rich, I would gladly go to Saudi Arabia and
For
Nigga,
fly.
100,000.
if it's a way I could pedal my ass over there, nigga, we pedal. Cause they paying good. We pedal.
We peddling like crazy, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So what
that
you think
shit's
about
real, man.
what you think about Kid Austin getting a chance to fight Shakur at this young age?
He gonna change his family life whether he win or lose.
Thank you. That's what I said.
So it
Exactly.
don't matter. It don't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
He can
Yeah,
get get flatlined and retire the day after he got flatlined, and he's made more money in that night than the average motherfucker made in 2 careers.
Facts. He has nothing to lose. That's why I like his attitude. He
Nothing.
has nothing to
He
lose.
has nothing to lose at all. He can only gain out of it. Let's say he go 12 rounds. It's an amazing 12 rounds, and he loses a split decision. He worth more with a loss than he
Yeah.
was with a goddamn
He
win.
won
Come
the
on.
fight. He won the
He's
fight.
the winner. Nigga, I'd be walking like the last Rocky. I'd be kissing family and everything. But you lost. No, I didn't, motherfucker.
No, I didn't.
Nigga, I'm gonna tell you, if they give my son one of them $5 million checks, only thing I'm asking him is, can we fight before 3 o'clock so I can get to the bank?
That part.
So I can get to the bank.
That part.
Hey,
And if I'm going over there with the Saudis, I'm saying, nigga, can you put mine in a motherfucking suitcase? I know y'all got the cash.
And
you
it's
know
Louis.
what?
And it's
My man
Louis.
Big
It's
Dre said
Louis.
he heard about I think his name Tahib Ali on Behind the Hands changed my opinion about the Saudi bag. You know what I didn't know that I did find out about the Saudi Arabia? Them brothers are paying you when you land. This ain't after the fight. You getting your money when you land. And
Man,
I'm thinking
fuck
to
paying you
myself,
when you
that's
land.
great for fun.
They fuck paying you when you land. They paying average niggas above average checks. Nigga, I'm on their side all day and all night. Fuck that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of brothers that is against fights in Saudi Arabia. I'm one that doesn't care. I just want to see fights. How do you feel? Do you care if they're over Saudi Arabia, or do you care that they're in America? Because some brothers we like going to the fights. If
Hey,
they're in Saudi Arabia, it's not likely that we go. Pardon me.
How many Mayweather fights did you attend?
One, only one.
So you missed 49 Mayweather fights, or you watched them on TV?
I watched them on TV, but I was live for one, only one. I'm not no cap.
Case closed. You watched 49 of them on fucking TV.
That right.
And he was in the United States.
Yeah,
so all that shit about them niggas talking about, I'm mad because it's overseas. Nigga, you didn't even go over the state line. Cut the bullshit.
Right. They don't have passports to even go nowhere, but yeah, I get it.
Man, passports, these niggas, they got credible driver's license.
I ain't messing with Brother Bernard. He on fire right now, y'all. Smash the light.
Hey, so speaking of that, what do you think about this Tank versus Lamont Roach fight? I think Lamont is gonna lose. I don't really have nothing bad. I got to talk to Lamont. He seemed like a nice guy, but I don't think he got a chance. What do you think about in that fight?
Man, it ain't about if you got a chance or not. Number one, he getting a hell of a bag. Number two, Slim ain't no show. So he ain't gonna go in there and lay down. And guess what? Him and Tank got history. It ain't like most of the dudes that fought Tank, that fought motherfucking Mike Tyson. That was the first time they ever been in a ring with that motherfucker. How many times have I told you? It's so hard to knock out a nigga that has history with you. When y'all grew up in the same gym, spawn, y'all fought in the same tournaments. They fought each other before, even though we can't count kids, but we can count kids. They were the same. They were the same age, same size when they fought. There's no fear factor for Lamont. Now I'm not saying that's going to make him win, but once again, there's no fear factor there. There's no oops. There's no he's going to give me a surprise. That it just don't happen that way.
Yeah, he didn't look. He don't look afraid of Tank like most do. Most people look afraid like they're afraid of Tank. Like,
let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
That motherfucker Tank is a cold-blooded monster. But Lamont ain't no sucker. So this has, I'm gonna be honest with you. This the most dangerous fighter Tank been in the ring with.
Over Barrios?
In his whole, fuck yeah. This the most dangerous mother. Let me tell you something. Barrios came into that fight thinking I could win. But he still had that, this is Gervonta Davis. This is Tank. That still was there. That still was there. That's not there for Lamont. It's not there.
He don't have nothing to lose.
Right. So once again, and look at this. A healthy Tank usually gets these niggas out of here by the 6th, 7th round. If Lamont make it to the 9th or 10th round, he beat every goddamn body Tank fought. Only person that did better was Pitbull Cruz. And Tank broke his hand in the Cruz fight. So that means that nobody can say shit to him because he went further. Now, let's look at it in this position. If he loses this fight, and it's a very good fight all the way to the end, or if he get knocked out to the time he got knocked out after the 9th round, he's actually more valuable because the Shakurs, the Devins, the Ryans, man, they want to fight him.
That's a good point.
He has nothing to lose in this fight.
He has nothing to lose. That's why. That's why I don't mind the fight. You know.
And Tank,
he made Frank Martin look bad though.
But he really didn't though. Frank Martin had success
Frank
in the
Martin
beginning.
was scared of him.
Listen,
Frank Martin held his own until the fight was over.
All that
flipping he was doing. Frank was a world champion. Frank was a world champion, so we can't knock him. Tank was just better. He was just pure D better.
That's all that was. Tank was is levels in boxing. Tank's an A fighter. You know, you might not call Frank Martin an A
common
fighter.
For a fighter to counter off the front foot? I actually had never seen that really. Like I really hadn't seen that except for like old fights.
It depends what your coaches train you to do. It depends on what your comfort zone is with doing certain things. At the end of the day, these gladiators. Some gladiators feel good doing tricks with the sword. Other gladiators feel good just using it by the instruction manual. But if they both been successful with it, then how are either of them wrong?
Yeah. So before we get out of here, I gotta ask you the main event question: who's winning in David versus David, in your opinion?
The fans. I've been liking this fight. To me, if you want to see the best fights you can see, I would rather see Morel Benavidez and then BVO and Beterbiev, and then the winners of those two fights fight each other, then the losers fight each other, and then both winners fight each other. That way you know who the ultimate best light heavyweight is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
That's more intriguing to me than seeing one of them fight Canelo. Canelo is already shot up. Who?
I want to see. I don't know if you remember Anthony Yarde. I would love to see David Benavidez, Morel want to fight Anthony Yarde. I like Anthony Yarde, man. I don't know if people remember him.
I remember him.
By Serbia, but he nice.
Yeah, I remember him. But when you talking about next level fights, is that a next level fight? And he's a good fighter, but if one of those four already beat him, how am I going to put him in the mix with those four when I want to see those four in the mix with each other?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You just,
So let me ask
you
you this:
put a
why did
roadblock in
Beterbiev's
the way
power
for
work?
20 million.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me ask you: how come Beterbiev's power didn't work against Bibble? I mean, he knocked everybody out, but he didn't knock
Because
Bibble
they
out. What was
both
that about?
big. They both
Oh,
big. They both big. They both are at the championship level of this sport. And they both been hit on the butt.
mm, yeah. Because I was super shocked that I was just so shocked that he didn't knock Bibble out. Because I'm thinking, oh, he gonna knock this fool out, and he didn't. He
Man,
didn't.
I actually was going with Bivol in that. I think Bivol's a better fighter than people give him credit for. And he's tough. And I think he showed that in that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's
but another thing is when you at the championship level, if you don't want to get knocked out, you won't get knocked out. There, a veteran, a seasoned veteran, a champion that's been in enough matches to know how to survive. You can survive a fight. It's ways to
no, but
survive a
listen
fight.
to this. But I'm gonna say this. In the fight that Better Beef and Bivol fought, the not getting knocked out went out the window. For most of the dudes that fight not to get knocked out and they have the experience, they do a lot of holding, they do a lot of
Yeah,
running, they'll throw low blows just to get extra time. That didn't happen in that fight. Both of them dudes went in there with the intentions of winning. And they were willing
yeah,
to throw them. I just hate when you get two great fighters and they give you a great fight and one of them gets knocked out. You want to throw that dude on the scrap pile. That dude was a warrior. Why is he going on the scrap pile?
yeah.
Yeah.
I like because of what I seen from Bivol and Butterbeef. You have to beat Butterbeef in order for me to say that man is going to win. I got to see him lose before I can say somebody's going to beat him because I seen him in there with different styles of fighters and
Yeah.
he's a highly skilled fighter, but it's not a style that Arthur never saw before. So I gotta see somebody beat him. You got to be able to put
Man.
the A game together on that special night. And like I said, and Bivol is not a trash fighter. It's just Arthur was better than him that night.
And once again, they gave you the type of fight where you want to see it again because it was so close you could have flipped a coin.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
heck of a fight, man. And it's
Yeah, I
so
mean,
funny. I gotta say, I definitely going back to that Benavidez fight. I'm just so excited to see how much he keeps getting. He seemed like David Benavidez keep getting better. I didn't know you could do that this late in the career, but he's gotten so much better than he was.
he
It's crazy to
he
see that. I
ain't
don't
late in
know
his
what's
career.
going on with him. He got so much better. Huh?
I mean, he's a student of the
He's not
game.
late. Yeah, he's not late in the career. He's only what 27 years old.
Yeah, but didn't he
He's
turn
still
pro?
No, I'm talking
Didn't he
about
turn pro?
stuff like his defense improving, like his defense, his footwork. It's like this is stuff that usually either you have it or you don't. You kind of see him like
Nah,
improving that kind of
he
stuff.
is
You know what I'm saying?
he a student of the game. Students of the game
Mm,
always improve. Floyd Mayweather was a student of the game. He always improved.
Yeah, the only thing when it comes to boxing, the only thing that's there that you have it or you don't have it is power. Everything
That's
else
it,
you can learn. Everything else you
man.
can learn and improve.
Let me tell you something. If Bud Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez, the only fight that I want to see, and it's for the ages, is Bud Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather. That's the only fight I want to see.
Yeah, I don't think that will ever happen, but yeah,
And listen,
I would have loved to see it.
if I can't get it, then guess what? I would just want to see both of them retire. But if Bud Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez, Slim, I want to know how does the torch get passed? Because you got to be honest, Floyd never passed the torch. Muhammad
did
Ali
Canelo
passed the
get it from
torch.
him?
He kind of didn't though.
Hell no, he never passed.
No,
In
Floyd
order,
Floyd ain't never passed the torch.
He kind of
right?
didn't though.
He never passed the torch. Floyd never passed it. He said, "Nigga, I'm
They
still
wanted him.
holding the torch."
Yeah, they wanted him to pass it to Adrian Boner. He never had that fight with Adrian Boner and to pass the torch. They wanted
Yeah,
him to pass it to Adrian Boner.
Hell, they wanted him to pass it for Canelo, but he smoked him too.
yeah.
No, they
So
didn't want him to
Floyd,
pass it no Canelo. They wanted him.
Floyd
They
has never
wanted
passed
Canelo
the
to beat
torch.
Floyd.
Man, old
Yeah,
media wanted Canelo to be that man to beat Floyd, and Floyd
Yeah,
beat
they
him
wanted
up.
him to. They wanted him to beat him. They didn't want him to pass the torch. They wanted Canelo to beat him. When
but
we say pass the
by
torch,
beating him, that would the only way to me that you get that torch passed
You gotta beat
is
him.
by beating. You got to
Yeah,
beat him. And
gotta
Floyd
beat
yeah,
has
him.
but
he's never been bested in the ring.
yeah, and like Canelo, everybody looked at Canelo's career and was like, oh, Canelo, he had 44 fights and he ready. He's gonna beat Floyd. I'm like, okay, he had 44 fights, but I guarantee you can't name all 44 fights that he had. He
Man,
was fighting a lot of guys in Mexico that nobody's ever heard or never seen before.
but that's called properly building a fighter.
Yeah, no, it was properly building, but was it properly building to fight a fighter like Floyd at the age of 23?
Yes, yes,
I don't know, because
bruh.
me personally,
You,
the way I look at it, if you want to build your fighter to be able to beat the guy that you want him to ultimately beat, you got to put him in a ring with somebody with a similar style to that fighter, so he know how to make
not
adjustments
true.
with that
Not
style.
true. Not true. Not true at all. If you want to build your fighter to be able to beat the man, you want him to be as strong as he can, as physical as he can, and as young as he can. The one thing that you cannot put a marker on is youth. So if I got a 23-year-old fighter and I've gotten him 30, 40 fights, then I'm ready to bet the farm that he's had enough ring time. The only reason that didn't happen because Floyd is an anomaly. He doesn't come along all the time. Anybody else in that same position, Canelo would have beat him that night.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah. Let's go. Right here.
You know the point
Maybe.
that always get me about that fight was this brother Floyd was walking this fool down. People forget about that. Floyd was walking him down.
Listen here. What round did he start walking him down in?
Like the
What
7th,
round?
6th, 7th.
So he started walking him down at the point where Canelo didn't know what to do with a fighter of that caliber at that round.
Yeah.
Just like if you take a young fighter and he's a high quality young fighter, and you take that young fighter and you put him in the ring with a champion, and the champion is not a big puncher, but he know how to win. Guess what the champion gonna tell you? I'm gonna take this kid into the championship rounds and I'll beat him then. Because the kid don't know what it's like to be in championship rounds.
Hey, you absolutely
Can't get
right,
took into
man.
them deep waters and be in trouble. You know, that's a fact.
Yeah,
On that note,
but
Coach,
guess what?
when is your next fight, Coach? When is your next fight?
We looking like March or April.
Okay.
Okay.
They just
Is it gonna be the
gave us the
rematch?
assignment to get ready. I'm not sure what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'll say this: my son wants to rematch, but I'll say if the winds of boxing blows a better opportunity his way, why would I get caught up in a rematch for a continental title?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
still want to see him get his get back, but if it changes your life financially, I'm rooting for that then. Because either way, I'm
Yeah,
rooting for the kid either way.
yeah. I mean, to me, I'm gonna be a fan when it's not my son. When it's my son, I'm gonna always be a businessman because we didn't guide my son. Meaning, me and my family didn't put the energy, effort in my son to have him doing shit that's not financially prosperous to him at the point where the game is strictly about financial prosperity. Just think,
Hey, hey, you right about that, bro.
the
Hey,
a lot of
but other than that, man,
champions over the
Picasso is
history of
crazy.
is
boxing.
your red? So I gotta ask you this though before we go. Is your Redskins going? What is they called? The Commanders. Y'all gonna win it this year?
Man, I tell you this, I root for the Raiders, and I've always rooted for the Raiders, except for when they play my home team because I back my home team. So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with them as long as they on their win streak, and my team can't stand in their way. So once again, I hope they do. I'm gonna tell you like this: I'm rooting for Jaden Daniels if I ain't rooting for nothing else, because the young boy is a winner.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
winner.
Yeah.
He don't know how to lose.
No, and
Yeah,
this and the only thing, and I said this on my live that when I was doing the previews of the postseason. The only reason why he didn't get nominated for MVP is because he's a rookie. If he wasn't a
nah.
rookie, nah, I'm telling you, you look at
Oh, he
everything
wasn't as
that
good
he
as Lamar
did.
Jackson.
If you look at, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
tell
say
you,
this: he
you
didn't
look at
play. He
everything that
didn't
he
play to be
did as
MVP.
a rookie. Listen what I'm saying. Everything that he did as a rookie, he came in as a rookie to a team that was 4-13 the previous year. They got rid of the entire staff that was there. He had it's basically a brand new team. This man
But
went
you
in
got,
there and beat some of the best quarterbacks in the league, and the ones that he didn't beat, he went tooth and nail with them. Like Lamar Jackson only beat him by 7 points, and it was the
but
defense
you,
that caused him that game.
but you got
It
to think
wasn't.
about it like this. You got to think about it like this. He didn't play to be an MVP, and I say that in the
No.
sense of, listen to what I'm saying. He played to be a winner, not an MVP. He did shit that winners do. A lot of times MVPs, they play to be the MVP, whether they win
Yeah.
or lose. This boy playing to win, regardless of what the stats say at the end. I love that about him.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. But also, what I also know is they didn't open up the playbook till they finally really realized what they
Oh, that
had
he the
with Jaden
one.
Daniels. Yeah,
Yeah.
when they didn't really knew what they had in Jaden Daniels to probably week 9. That's when they really
And
figured out what they had in Jaden Daniels, and they started
I'm gonna say
opening up
this.
the playbook.
I'm gonna say this. I wish nothing but the best for that young man. Nothing but the
Yeah.
best. But when in any sport that I think of, I always think back to one of my favorite what could have been. Harold Miner had one of the most vicious rookie seasons that a
Yeah,
player ever had. But guess
yep.
what? Once them teams had tape on him, the second year was
Yeah.
abysmal.
Yeah.
So
He
let's
was
see what he
cooked.
let's see what he do. Let's see what he do in year 2, and I'm hoping he does great because
Yeah, I'm
now the
gonna say
whole
something
league
else
has
that
a
a
season
lot
worth
of
of
people.
tape.
I'm gonna say something else that a lot of people don't realize what Jaden Daniels do that a lot of other quarterbacks don't do. Jaden Daniels, if you ever paid attention to Jaden Daniels play, he's one of
Uh,
very few quarterbacks that come out there and don't have a playbook on his wrist. He calls the plays at the line on his own. He knows the playbook already as a rookie.
nah,
He
hell
knows the
no,
playbook
hell
already.
no, hell
No,
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 he got
no,
three.
he
He got
don't,
three
go
no,
plays
he
back
named
don't,
That
and
don't
go
mean
back
no,
and
he
nothing, D.
don't,
look.
Free. That
no,
doesn't
he
mean
don't.
That
anything
don't
because he
mean
doesn't have a
nothing.
That don't.
quarterback race.
That nah.
No,
I'm gonna tell you.
That
he
doesn't
does
mean
not
nothing,
play with a
Free.
playbook on his
Nah.
wrist.
Even
He does
Tom
not play
Brady
with a
said.
playbook on his wrist.
Even Tom Brady said an NFL playbook, a college playbook can't compare to it. A smart coach will dumb the book down to give his kid a chance to catch up.
No. What I'm saying is they
Yeah, that's
probably
what he
did
said.
dumb it
Yeah,
down. They
Tom
probably
Brady.
did dumb it down. But what I'm saying is he doesn't have the playbook on his wrist.
Because
When they when they going in
we only
when they
got
going in
5
to
plays.
hurry
We
up.
got 5 plays and 2 formations. We got
No,
5 plays and 2 formations.
they don't have 5 plays in 2 formation.
Hey, you
You
know,
got to
hey,
go
No,
but
back
listen
and
what I'm
hey,
look.
saying.
I break down the game.
Listen to what he
I break
said.
down the
No,
game
we gonna go
every
all
play.
day,
listen to what I'm
Bernard. You
saying.
ain't got it.
Hey, listen to what I'm saying. They give him 2 formations, and each formation has 5 plays. So he knows 10. They maxed his mind out in the smartest way by saying, let's dumb this book down. Give me the 2 formations that you know the best, and we're going to give you 5 different variations of that. Now that he knows the 5 variations, 2 of the variations out of each one of those situations is where he can call his own number.
Yeah,
The more
they
the
have
deeper in his career go, you're going to see the bag get deeper because the playbook was able to get deeper.
yeah they
Why do
would
you think when
like I said
listen?
they open up the playbook more and more. They open up the playbook
Why
more
you
and
think?
more.
Why you think when great quarterback like Aaron Rodgers gets traded to another team, they bring that same concept of what he already know to the new team. They don't teach him a whole new offense. They teach the offense a whole new offense. Cause he the one nigga that gotta run the show. So none of these dudes really get smarter. They just have had that playbook longer.
Yeah, because I've never seen Cliff Kingsbury play in a shotgun ever this much. Like, so they bought some stuff from
What are you
college.
talking? What did you watch him in Arizona?
I'm
But
about to say that's
in a
crazy,
shotgun.
BBO. That's crazy.
What I'm saying is when he was called, I'm saying when he had a more of a traditional quarterback that didn't have feet, they was under center because he usually run the West
He
Coast.
never had a more
But I'm not gonna
traditional
argue with you on
quarterback.
it, man. I don't care any way it go. Shout
He
out to my
always
man
had this
Bernard
type of
Hackett, man.
quarterback. Kyler
Hey,
Murray,
I
Caleb
feel like
Williams,
this.
and
I
Jaden
feel like
Daniels.
this, man. I appreciate you, man, and you a good brother, and I always I'm your number one supporter, man. I appreciate you, my brother. I'll see you soon.
Man, anytime, all the time. Y'all good brothers. Have a good one.
Y'all, you too, man. Peace. Hey, my man Free, the only dude I know gonna go back and forth when I guess about the shit.
Nah, but Free on his shit though.
No,
Either way it go,
no, I'm
the Browns. I heard the Browns are going to draft Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, welcome to Cleveland, and we're gonna probably get somebody in the late rounds. I don't know, but y'all got anything before we get out of here?
Y'all gonna ruin Travis
Man,
Hunter,
that
dog.
boy
Y'all
not
gonna
going to
ruin that young
Cleveland.
boy.
Dion not letting that happen. He ain't going that
Hold on, this is what we
losing
gonna tell him.
organization.
Make a choice.
That's what we gonna tell him. And on that note, we out here, y'all. Peace.
All right, peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching BVO. And if you're down with BVO, subscribe and join the community. Have a great night.